And we're back for another episode. In this episode, we're going to be doing the Starlight Celebration for 2016. And as always, hello from Mithrie. So, to start it, you need to come to Uldar to 10-8 in Steps of Nald and talk to this NPC here called Amgaranaj. So, the quest is called Naughty or Nice, and we'll get the Starlight Robe. So it says, "'Tis the season, and Aim seems a kind-hearted soul to help her work millions." Oh, seek, sorry. And this event runs until the 31st of December. So, why, if it isn't my favourite miracle worker from Starlight's past, might you be so kind as to lend me your aid once more? It would mean the world to the children. As you know, the Starlight Celebration is a time to celebrate the children of the realm, our hope and our future. As a Starlight celebrant, it is my sworn duty to see happiness and good cheer duly doled out to all the boys and girls, particularly those whose daily lives afford them few reasons to smile. To that end, I've planned a special delivery to the younglings. In the children's ward at Fordale's Frontristry, but I fear things have hit a snag. The parcel has vanished. Some of these names in this game are just, it feels like they were just thrown into a random letter or random word generator. I just struggle to pronounce them. This game more than any other. So I trust it has only been misplaced and not stolen. What black-hearted wretch would deny those poor children a rare moment of good cheer? I would search for it myself, but I feel my duties as a celebrant keep me from leaving my post. Might you be so kind as to go looking in my stead? Okay. So, oh, thank you, friend. With you on the job, I'm sure the children will be beaming with smiles within bells. The package is a large box engraved with the mark of Frondale's... I'm not even going to pronounce it. One of my assistants says that they saw a boy toting a similar box at the Ruby Road Exchange. Perhaps you might begin your search there. Should you find the parcel, pray deliver it directly to the registrar at Frondale's. You have my heartfelt gratitude for your assistance. And remember, it's not just me that's counting on you to work miracles. Okie dokie. So we need to go there. God, it's been a while since I've played this game. It really has. So I will reflect in another video as to why I haven't been playing 14 much lately. But wow, I like the decorations here, that's for sure. Anyway, where are we going? Aha. Here it is. Cutscene. So hey, where are you taking the crate? I hid it there for a reason, you know. It's what? I saw the mark on it and assumed it belonged to one of the physicians from the children's ward. I was only trying to have a little fun, I promise. I didn't mean to cause any trouble, honest. At least not for you. So just take it and do whatever you want with it. And don't tell anyone you saw me here, okay? I don't want to get into trouble again. Okie dokie dokie. Right. So we now need to go to the Alchemist Guild. Where is the... Wow, it's been so long I can't even remember where the Aethernet crystals are. Oh yeah, and I'm filming this on Christmas Day because I have no one... Boo-hoo. Nah, it's just because I don't celebrate Christmas, so... I was with my family yesterday. Okay, so let's go to the Alchemist Guild. So, greetings, adventurer. You have a delivery for me? Sure. So, a special delivery. A small wooden crate emblazoned with the seal of Frondale's So, thank the heavens, when the goods the celebrant spoke of did not arrive at the designated time, I feared this starlight would be a lonesome one for our poor children. Pray tell, whenever did it disappear to? Did it I see. Thank you for your honesty, and fear not. We will not punish the boy. The younglings here do not live easy lives, but they have good hearts. I shall do what I can to see that they all have a cause to smile today. On that subject, may I ask one more favour of you? I realise we have troubled you enough already, but I am certain it would bring the children no end of delight if you would not be adverse to helping us. Pray speak with me again. Okay, so that's complete. Get this Starlight robe. So, let's see. 'Tis the season. Ha la 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 la. Okay, so let's talk to them again. So the next quest is called Think of the Children. You know that a seasonal quest is not finished until you have the achievement. If you didn't get an achievement, it means there's still more to do. So the raven-haired registrar would make a special request of you. So will you lend us your aid? I cannot thank you enough, friend. As for the task at hand, I will deliver these presents to the children, but I fear that they would find little joy and wonder in receiving them from the fusty physician whose face they see every day. But one of the saint little helpers, on the other hand, behold, I have guard right here, and I'm certain it would most become you. I don't even know if this is English. Maybe I'm just reading it wrong, but it just sounds completely wrong. So, my colleague by the door would be happy for you in the children's ward whenever you desire. To show you. Sorry, I'm like missing out like the most important word in sentences. No wonder they don't make sense. So, meanwhile, I must look into the matter of the mischief-making boy. Thank you again, my friend. When you see the children's smiles, you will know just how much your kindness meant to them. Okay, so let's talk to her. Or him, sorry. So, the registrar has told me everything. We thank you for your charity, kind adventurer. It would be my pleasure to show you within. Okay, let's go. Ooh. Hello. So, well, if it isn't a little helper, might you have a present for me? Oh, please say that you do. So let's hand over the Starlight gift. It says, the contents of the festively wrapped parcel are sure to warm the hearts of the children. My heartfelt thanks to you. I can only hope that these spinners hear my prayers, that I might spend the next Starlight with my family. Okay. That's more gifts. Why, hello there, little helper. Might you perchance have a present for this little old me? Cool. Hand over. Oh, my axe is completely blocking it. So, but you are truly too kind. I feared my letters would not reach the spinner from here, but I see now my worries were for naught. Okay, next. Pardon me, do you have something for me? Medicine would be ideal, apparently. Oh, thank you, I'm so happy. I'll get better by the next Starlight, just you wait and see. Okay, next. So, a little helper, do you truly have a present for me? I must be dreaming. Well, PlayStation Pro. Oh, thank you so much. This is the best Starlight ever. You have successfully delivered a gift to every youngling on the premises. One present, however, still remains. Yes, it does. I noticed that. Does one of the kids go missing? You have my thanks, adventurer. Hearing the laughter of the little ones, I see you served a most splendid little helper. But pray tell, do you perchance still have one present in your possession? Yep. I suspected as much. Currently, we have 5 younglings residing with us, but one of them, a boy by the name of seems to have slipped outside unattended. No doubt this is the selfsame boy you met not long ago, the boy who stole away with our Starlight gifts. But whatever would possess him to do such a thing? But this is no time for idle speculation. We must find them before he comes to harm. You will aid in our search, won't you, friend? Once again, I'm in your debt. Let us begin our search at the Ruby Road Exchange, where you last saw him. I will await you there. Cool. Let's go. So, Ruby Road Exchange. Okay. Let's just go to the Adventurers Guild and run from there. I do like that every year they change these events, because I played World of Warcraft for a long time, and most of the events would be pretty much identical year in, year out. But it is also kind of bad, because if you missed an event, you can never go back to it. That's why I've recorded every single event since A Realm Reborn launched. So, oh father, father, can we stop at the stalls before we go home? We told your mother we would be home by the next bell, did we not? You wouldn't want to make her sad, now would you? And remember, we are a loving family, you are all alone. Blah. I suppose you're right, father. Well, I suppose she would not be devastated if we stopped at one stall and brought her a little gift. What do you say? Look, we're so happy together. You're all alone. Father. ... Who goes? Oh, you're the adventurer from before. I've been a good boy since then, I promise. Well, except for running away, I suppose. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cause you trouble. Between you and me, I don't particularly want to go back, but I wouldn't want to get you in trouble too. So I will. Okay, dokily. So report to the Ravenhead Registrar. So you found Ruder and convinced him to return, you say? You truly are a miracle worker, friend. Come, let's return to the children's ward. I simply must get to the bottom of the boy's most curious behavior. Dokily. Let's go this way. Maybe there's an Aethernet crystal closer. I can't even remember. It's been so long. I will actually need time to like re-navigate these cities. It's been that long. And with Stormblood about 6 months away, I will then need to learn all the new areas as well. So the Registrar has told me everything. We thank you for your charity, kind adventurer. It would be my pleasure to show you within. Okay. Cool. Let's talk to him. How many times must I say this? I do not mean to scold you merely to keep you safe. Just promise me you will not go running off like that again. Everyone cares for you here, and this behavior of yours causes no end of worry. Liar, nobody cares about me. I could die tomorrow and no one would shed a tear. Just leave me be, will you? Or... Dear heavens, I am sorry you had to see that, friend. I know not what that boy is thinking these days. Uh-oh. Rip. So, worry not, friend. The boy's life is in no danger. I've already seen to his treatment. He should be back on his feet ere long. And yeah, it is fortunate we were close at hand. Why, if he had collapsed but a few bells earlier, on his own, on the streets... If you have a moment, I will speak to you in private. Please, pray come with me. So, R's illness is not an especially complex one, but one of the herbs used in his treatment is quite rare and not easily come by. As such, his time in the children's ward has dragged on longer than any of us would have hoped. Moon after moon spent in the company of strangers, it would not be easy on any child, let alone on as sensitive as R, and yet he has fought his illness with admirable courage and nary a word of complaint. That is until recently. For the life of me, I cannot fathom what has turned him into such a rebellious, sullen child. I only want to help him, and yet I am at a complete loss for ideas as to how I might do so. Alas and alack, whatever am I to do? That's complete. Sorry, event finished. See you next year. We're obviously going to have to go get that rare herb, whatever it is. Next quest. Next quest is called I'll Be Home for Starlight, and we'll get the Starlight Celebration Orchestral Roll. Music roll for Starlight Celebration used to add to your orchestral roll. So the raven-haired registrar is lost in the depths of despair. A bit dramatic. Alas and alack, is there nothing I can do to bring succor to the poor boy? Am I doomed to stand idly by as he descends further into a pit of hopelessness, self-loathing and despair? My apologies, my emotions got the better of me for a moment. I often tell the children that even the most potent herbs and potions will not avail a patient who does not possess the firm belief that his condition will indeed improve. This is true for myself as much as it is true for my charges. Sadly, in the case of poor R, he seems to have all but given up hope. I cannot fathom what happened. He used to be such a sweet, sanguine child. I beg of you, friend, pray help me help the boy. Might you investigate into the matter, that you might ascertain what ails his heart so? Well, he's obviously lonely. So, thank you ever so much, my friend. I shall go speak with my colleagues at the P to see if they might have any insight. Mayhap you could speak with other children. After your efforts as a little helper, I imagine they'd not be shy to share with you anything they might know. Cool. Let's talk with the kids. So I saw R reading a letter the other day with a terrible grimace of his face on his face. Mayhap something in the words upset him, or perhaps his sickness is acting up again. So R, he hasn't seemed too happy lately. Who can blame him? When I think how long he's been here, so far from home, sometimes I can't help but cry too. Okay. You would ask R? Very well, I saw him reaching under his bed the other day, as if he were hiding something. Of course, I did not peek. I'll have to know what mother and father instilled me with the finest of manners. Okay. So, now that you mention it, I haven't seen him smile much lately. We used to laugh together all the time. I wonder what happened. Cool. So he's obviously got some sort of letter or something hidden in his bed. You find a letter under the bed. Yoink, mine. Welcome back, my friend. Have you gleaned any insight as to what ails poor R's heart? So letter to R. A letter addressed to R that you found hidden beneath the boy's bed. So what have we here? Letter. To R, from his father. While I am loath to intrude on the privacy of my ward, desperate times call for desperate measures. Let us see now. My dearest son, I promised I would be home for Starlight, but I fear that business calls. Pray forgive your father for this broken promise, and know that I shall return to your side as soon as I am able. So... I should have known. R's father is a merchant by trade, and his travels often take him to distant shores. Few things instill the boy with hope, like his father's visit, but they have grown increasingly rare. Doubtless he prayed to the spinner that his father's returned for Starlight, and was devastated that those prayers went unanswered. If this letter is the cause of his recent malaise, I fear that there is little we could do to lift his spirits. Unless we could somehow find the man and convince him to... Wait, I believe I know someone who might just be able to come to our aid at such a time as this. I will go on ahead and investigate the matter. Pray join me anon at Hustings Strip. I will explain there. Okie dokie dokie dokie. So let's go to... there, the Chamber of Rule. So I'm actually going to go straight there, because it's free. And then I'll go to the Chamber of Rule. Okay, let's go. So A for Nat, the Chamber of Rule. Interesting. I like doing these quests for the story that they have. They are quite cool. So, friend, your timing is impeccable. With some help of an old acquaintance, I was able to ascertain the whereabouts of the poor boy's father. The acquaintance whom I speak, an old friend of my departed mother's, and one with a vast web of informants and information at his disposal. He was more than happy to assist, for the right price, needless to say. But you needn't concern yourself with that, friend. What's important is that we found our man. As my source tells, R's father is staying over in Limsa, awaiting a vessel that will take him across the sea to Radzat Han in the east. If we depart now, we might still catch him before he sets sail. I will go myself, but you must understand, I simply cannot leave the poor children entrusted to my care. So I must call upon your generosity again in the Starlight season. Pray travel to Limsa in my stead, that our Starlight wish may yet come true. Okie dokie. Well, they didn't send anyone after King Regis, did they? Noctis had to be all by himself. Okay. Final Fantasy XV joke, if you don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, sure. We need to go there to the Arcanist Guild. Ah, there he is. Why yes, I am R's father. Whatever is the matter, has something happened to my boy? It cannot be. I knew the boy was looking forward to a Starlight reunion, but to think a single broken promise would ravage his heart so. Well, he doesn't get the Father of the Year award, does he? You must understand, friend, I want nothing more than to fly back to Ul'dah to R's side, but I simply cannot. No, a matter most pressing calls me across the sea. It's not merely a chance of profit and fortune that calls me eastward. I have at long last found a reliable source of the rare herb needed to cure my poor boy's disease. If I do not sail out in the next ferry, it may be moons, even years, till I find an opportunity like this. Okay, fine, he might get the award, actually. And so, as much as it pains in my heart, I must go. I know not if it will suffice, but pray deliver this to my boy in my stead. It is a memento I had meant to give him when I returned from Radzat Han. Take it to him and tell him, even when his journeys carry him to distant lands, your father's heart is ever with you. And with that, I must prepare for my journey. Thank you, my friend, and happy Starlight to you. Okay, let's go. So we need to go back to Uldar. Uldar. A for net. So let's go to the Alchemist Guild, wasn't it? Let's go. So, on behalf of my colleague, I would thank you once again for your generous offer of aid. Should you wish to... Okay, he says that every single time. Doesn't he get bored of saying that over and over again? So, you return, friend, but you return alone. Did the man elude your search? So, a gift from R... Or gift for R, I should say. A gift for young R, and that his father hopes will raise the boy's spirits. I see. I can only hope that this gift will serve to rouse R from his doldrums. Pray take it to the boy, my friend. He should be back on his feet any time now. Given his recent behavior, I suspect he would rather receive the present from you than from me. Okie dokie dokie dokie. So, oh, you're back. I've been a good boy, I what? You have something for me? So let's hand over the gift. So, a present, but the only thing I asked for Starlight was... I wanted my PlayStation Pro, man. A present from father. His heart will always be with me, you say? That's a stupid lie. If his heart was with me, then why isn't he here, like he promised he would be? Please, R, you must understand, your father cares for you more than anyone we know. Then why didn't he come back? Why is he sailing off to distant land? Is the coin much more important to him than his own? It's precisely because you are so important to him that he sets sail east, my dear boy. He sails out in search of the rare herb that will cure you of all ills, that you might live as a family once more. You're just making things up, or aren't you? I swear on my own father's grave that I am not. This adventurer heard as much as from your father's own mouth, didn't you, friend? So Daddy doesn't hate me after all? On the contrary, R, your father just wants to see you well again, as we all do. Will you promise that you'll stop fighting us and work with us to overcome your sickness? So, you bet I will. I'll get over this and be back living happy with my dad in no time. Just you watch me. Just wonder what illness he has. So now that that's the R I know. Might I speak with you in private for a moment, friend? I'll be at the front desk if you might spare a moment. Oakley dokley. Mithrie is only here to serve you. So, Deliot, you insufferable dolt. I swear I cannot leave my bubbling erstwhile apprentice alone for half a bell without him turning the cauldron over, making a right mess of everything. Master Severian, whatever brings you to the children's ward at this hour of the day? Are you deaf, dumb, or do you simply enjoy being intentionally obtuse? It's just as I said, you spectacular fool. I saw you running about the town like a chocobo with his head removed from its body, and I deigned to interrupt my far more important research to see if my surpassing knowledge might be needed to rescue you from whatever miserable plight you surely inflicted upon yourself. That's most kind of you, Master Severian. I am pleased to inform you that, thanks to the charity of this kind adventurer, the situation was resolved a few brief moments ago. I'm quite sorry to have troubled you so. Well, if it isn't my able assistant. I must say it's good to see that you at least have one person in the room that hasn't let my esteemed tutelage go entirely to waste like my erstwhile apprentice here. Yes, my apprentice. He may be sappy, sentimental, but I suppose it's something to be said that the children's ward hasn't entirely collapsed under his stewardship. Though I dare say my regular visits have something to do with that. Wouldn't you say, Director? What? Master Severian, your guidance is as always most welcome, but should you be taking this much time away from... Good gods, D. Whatever are you wasting my invaluable time when you know full well that pressing experiments demand my constant and undivided attention? I swear the next competent apprentice I find will be the first. Mean. But the guildmaster who's more mean than him is the level worker one. Forgive me, friend, by not introducing myself sooner. My name is Dalulart, and I serve as director of this institution, though in fairness it is simply a position I inherited from my departed parents, and one that I even now struggle to prove myself worthy of. Nevertheless, on behalf of all the colleagues and children placed in my charge, not the least of which is dear R, I offer my most sincere thanks for your boundless kindness and charity that you have shown us this Starlight season. In my own childhood, I was a patient here myself. I suffered from a most curious ailment. Whenever I drifted off to slumber, I knew not when I would again wake. It was only through the benevolence and goodwill of those around me that my condition did at long last abate. So it was with that when I came of age, I resolved to carry on my dear parents' life work, and that I might do my part to bring succor and solace to those in the greatest of need. A simple motive, mayhap, but one that more than sufficed. But I rambled on long enough. I thank you once again for your kindness, friend. You are welcome in the ward whenever you desire. I am sure your presence would bring smiles to the faces of the children. And yet it is strange, though I could swear we only met this day, there is something in your bearing that reminds me of a woman I once knew, one whose face I have sadly long since forgotten. She was an adventurer who performed a great kindness for me when I was but a suffering child. Indeed, it was a starfall grass she procured for me that cured me of any condition and saved me from a fate of eternal slumber. The calamity claimed my parents and left me a friendless fondling. It would be no exaggeration to say that without that adventurer, I would not be standing here today. The depths of my gratitude knows no bounds. But forgive me, just because you are an adventurer, like my mysterious benefactor, there is no need to burden you with this sappy sentimental tale. And yet, it is strange. In expressing my gratitude to you, I feel somehow as if my deepest wishes have reached that gentle soul, and in doing that I have awoken from a long, deep slumber. Cool. That's complete. So a daily quest is now available from D and the Children's Ward. Cool. So we got the achievement, Beautiful Youngly, too good for this world, too pure. Cool. So the daily quest, what will the daily quest give? It gives a Starlight gift box. No matter what wonders await this inside this package, always remember that during this season, giving It is the fort that counts. Okay. Well, I'll look at that another time. So, anyway, guys, that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching, and as always, goodbye from me, and goodbye from Mithrie.